In the last month, we talked about synchronicity, what is the origin of the term synchronicity, some misconceptions when it comes to the phenomena of synchronicity, how it is not really advisable to run away from whatever synchronicities you have been experiencing, and how it is an amazing communication channel coming from your spirit guides. In the last video, we also discussed how synchronicities are helping us in terms of making us aware, in terms of making us realize, to receive an applause, to receive some sort of a guidance, and also validating our own thoughts. In the part 2 of this video, I will be discussing about the different types of synchronicity that I have generally observed in my own journey, and a very prominent one which all of us start experiencing when we start our awakening journey, that is number synchronicity. The second is the name synchronicity. Third is the synchronicity with written messages. Fourth is the synchronicity with visuals. Fifth is the synchronicity with sound. Sixth is the synchronicity with music. Synchronicity with the context. And last but not the least, event synchronicity. So welcome back to my channel Awaken with Padnyaa. All those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscription icon and do subscribe to my channel. Very important thing I want to share with you all is that as I published my very first book, My Secret Diaries, on September 19th, I have received a very, very amazing feedback from a lot of people who ordered my book and who read my book. People who are coming and praising, like, oh, your book is beautiful and it is so amazing. Somewhere I felt this need to share my own feeling after listening to that feedback is that I have not published this book so that you come back and tell me that it is beautiful and it is amazing. I really want people to go through this book very slowly, savor that book, understand each and everything on every page what I have written, because this book would completely take you on a deeper level and make you unlock certain things which have been suppressed inside you. It would probably help you heal something or help you introspect something. So reading a book in 2 hours is okay, but that would not be a really ideal speed to read this book. Many people I observe are not able to go in depth in their hearts to actually assimilate what they are taking from outside. It is not just related to my book, but everything. And I feel there is real need for everybody to stop and understand what I'm saying right now. Don't message me saying that my book is beautiful and amazing. I would love to know what are your takeaways, what difference it has made to you personally in your journey or in your life. If you want to buy this book, the link of this book is given into the video description. All those who want to have any sort of one-to-one consultation with me, all the links are given in the description of this video. So let's get back to the subject of this video and let's get started with the synchronicity type 1. That is a number synchronicity. Most of us who are starting to awaken spiritually would start noticing certain number patterns. There are repeated number patterns, double numbers, triple numbers, 4 times repeated numbers, or even more than that. Sometimes you are having a specific number, 717 or 911. So there is a typical number which is coming to you. There are a lot of numbers being bombarded on you and you start getting crazy about it, that why these numbers are being bombarded on you. Don't get scared. If you are seeing all these numbers, that means your spirit guide is really trying their best to get your attention. That there is definitely something which you are not paying attention to. You really need to stop yourself, take a step back and start reviewing what the hell is happening in your life. So many times we are so confused and we are caught up in so much of chaos of the whole illusion of life and our own doubts and analysis and logic and ego chatter. that we are not able to listen to the true guidance. And that's when all these bombardment of the numbers would start coming in, because your spirit guides are trying their best to catch your attention. So whenever you start seeing these numbers, you don't have to be afraid of such bombardment, but take a deep breath, relax, take a step back, get into peace, and start listening to your very thoughts when you see these numbers. The most confusing thing I have ever observed on the internet is that the moment people see that number, they start searching for, oh, angel number 444. What does that mean? But the thing is, on every different website, the meaning of 444 is completely different. And most of the numbers, whether it is 444 or 555 or 999, most of the things are same. So ultimately, you start getting so confused, like, what is it? Especially when it comes to number 1111, we say that it is very much related to twin flame journey and twin flames. 1111 will be seen to anybody who is spiritually awakening. It's not necessarily about your twin flame. When you are seeing the numbers, it is about your spiritual path, which also is related to your twin flame, because your twin flame is your spiritual partner. So some or the other connection with your twin flame and your twin flame journey may be there when you see number 1111, but it is not necessarily a number of twin flame union. So many people feel that if I'm seeing 1111, that means the union is on its verge, or it is something related to my twin flame. Not necessarily. What is it related to? You will only be able to understand when you start watching your thoughts. When it comes to the overall journey and seeking guidance through synchronicity, this is number one suggestion or advice I want to give, is that as a beginner, you don't need to necessarily go and start dissecting these numbers, that what is the meaning of number 444, what is the meaning of number 333. All you need to do is just watch your very thought. What is the thought you were thinking when you noticed a certain number? So whether it is 111 or 333 or 555, it doesn't matter. Are you able to notice your own thought and understand what exactly you were thinking at the very time when you noticed the number? That is the most important factor here when you notice any number synchronicity. For example, if I see a certain number and at that very moment, I'm having this thought that I need to stop procrastinating. If I'm having that thought in my mind, and if I see a repeated number somewhere, either my spirit guides are validating my thought, or they are warning me about something, or they are applauding me, or they are making me realize something, or they are making me aware about something. Now, how would you understand that? You will know that in your heart. You don't need to go for any textbook guidance for that. It's all about your gut feeling. As beginners, I would suggest all of you to start this practice, that whenever you see any number, start noticing your very thought. What is it that you were thinking? And if you want, you can actually start maintaining some sort of a journal, that today I saw this number and that time I was having this particular thought. I saw this particular number and I was having this particular thought. Documenting your experiences with certain numbers can help you derive a deeper understanding of what sort of number synchronicity you are experiencing. Why I'm saying that? Because this communication that is coming to you from your spirit guide is very personal. You can't have the same meaning. What number 717 means to me is not necessarily meaning the same to you. Your meaning for 717 could be completely different than mine. Whenever you see any number, start noticing your very thought. What is it that you were thinking? And start putting it down. In due course of time, it may happen that you would start understanding that, oh, whenever I am in my doubt, I see number 333. So somewhere my spirit guides are telling me not to doubt these things. They are confirming something which I am doubtful of. because every time I get into the doubt, I see number 333. So this would be personal to you, and you would be able to conclude it after some sort of trial and error and experimentation. So don't go for these generic meanings of numbers on these different various websites, because they are going to make you confused and you would reach nowhere. So if you really want to receive a very serious and strong guidance through numbers that is coming from your spirit guide, start going within and start watching your thoughts when you see these numbers. We can definitely go much deeper into the number synchronicity, but I think for this video, this much information about number synchronicity is enough. Second type of synchronicity is the name synchronicity, that you start seeing the name of your twin flame anywhere and everywhere multiple times in a day. That is also a kind of bombardment on you, even if it is the least expected place. Even when their name is very rare, you would see and notice their name somewhere where it was least expected. And that bombardment of seeing their name will also happen time to time. And the basic reason why that happens is something to do with your acceptance to this connection or acceptance to this journey. So many of us, when we are in this whole phase of being confused whether this is my twin flame, am I really on this sort of a journey, or am illusioned, am I really imagining things? Is this a toxic connection? Is this person a narcissist? We are having so many doubts and if and buts in our mind. There is a certain phase in this journey where we are full of doubts and we are feeling that we are going insane or we are imagining certain things. And this is the period when this name synchronicity will be at its peak, because your spirit guides are trying to tell you to accept this connection. So name synchronicity is something to do with your acceptance of this connection. If you are in some sort of a denial or in non-acceptance, when it comes to embracing your twin flame without judgment, even when they are running or behaving in weird ways, your spirit guides are trying to tell you to embrace them as your spiritual partner or accept this spiritual connection with them. Till the moment you accept it, this name synchronicity is going to be bombarded on you in every way. Many times their name is also accompanied with a certain message. So for example, I remember one of my name synchronicities that I was driving and I saw a hoarding, and I think it was about some property dealership or something. The main headline of that hoarding was "Find Your Way Home." So when I was driving, I just noticed that hoarding and I saw that tagline, "Find Your Way Home." And immediately I noticed the name Prasad, who was supposed to be the property dealer who you need to call. So the name of the contact person was also below, and that person's name was Prasad. What I saw was "Find Your Way Home, Prasad." So it was a clear-cut sign to me, especially in that period when I was denying this connection. So this typically happens when you are trying to forget them, you are trying to move on, you are trying to deny the connection. The most important factor when it comes to any synchronicity, be it number synchronicity, name synchronicity, or any other type of a synchronicity, what most people, where the most people are making a mistake is that whenever they notice the synchronicity, they feel that that synchronicity is indicating something about their conventional union. This means that their twin flame is going to come back and everything is going to be unfolding the way they want, in the physical, in a conventional romantic way. And that's why these signs are coming. Not necessarily. Your spirit guides are not here to pamper you with this conventional concepts of your romance. And there is no need for your spirit guides to come in and tell you that, what, in 6 months your twin flame is going to come back and you will have a nice amazing romantic dinner with each other. They have no interest in showing that to you, and they are not here to guide you about those things. They are here to guide you on your spiritual path. So when you see the signs, those signs are about, yes, they are about your twin flame journey and the kind of union you want to pursue, but it is more in the context of your spiritual growth. What is your next clue? What is it that you need to do in your journey? Where exactly you are stuck? Where exactly you need to introspect? The signs are coming to guide you and mentor you on that spiritual journey. So if at all you are trying to connect those synchronicity with this whole conventional aspect of romantic relationship with your twin flame, somewhere you really need to come out of that and go much deeper to understand what this synchronicity actually is trying to tell you. Then the type 3 synchronicity is the synchronicity that is coming through written text. So you will notice certain written messages which has a specific meaning to you. It may not really make sense to other people standing next to you, but for you it definitely makes sense, and it is probably some sort of an answer coming to you. So such messages can come through while you are browsing your mobile phone, you are watching a YouTube video, or you are watching a TV, or you are driving and seeing somewhere outside, and seeing something outside on the posters, on the hoardings, on the signboards, on the car plates. There could be, or on the vehicles. There are so many different places where you could receive these written texts. One particular thing I remember somebody shared with me in my one-on-one sessions. There was one lady who was so much in pain of separation, and she was constantly looking for some solace and some answer or some validation that what the hell is happening. And she went to some pharmacy shop to buy some medicine, and in the medical shop, on the wall there was this whole poster of surrender that was stuck over there, and it was a prayer or some sort of a paragraph where it was explained what is surrender and what is the importance of trusting God and holding on. And she turned back to go out of that shop, and she suddenly noticed, and the moment she noticed, it actually fell down. It was unpinned from the board and it fell down, and that whole paper came floating at her feet, and she literally had to pick it up. And when she picked it up, she actually read the whole message and she was in tears. Also, in my with my own experience in my book, I have mentioned this particular incident, that I was in a local train and I was completely in pain. And there was one lady who was sitting in the local train and reading a book, and I was standing next to her, and I could read a specific paragraph in her book as I was standing next to her. And that paragraph was about faith and surrender, and how it is important to have faith in the divine and just hold on. Exactly the same experience the way this lady had. So, this type of guidance or a synchronicity I would call as the synchronicity of written text, which comes to you in your journey at the right time. The next type of synchronicity is visual synchronicity. The sign is coming to you as a visual, in the form of image. One way to have a visual synchronicity is that you saw somebody who exactly looks like your twin flame, or somebody wearing the same dress as them, or somebody is having the same body language as theirs. You see a certain object or a certain picture which reminds you of your twin flame. Something related to them, their car, their house, their shoes, their way of wearing, their choice of clothes, their favorite color. You can actually start picking a very minute level guidance through that, because again, you can apply that same principle I explained for the number synchronicity. The moment you see somebody, or the moment you find a certain visual, you can start watching your thoughts, that what is it that you were thinking, why this sign is coming to you right now, and that would start giving you further clues for your inner work. There are also certain visual which kind of become a mascot of your twin flame journey, like they are repeating so many times everywhere that you know that if you see that particular visual, it is definitely related to your twin flame or your twin flame journey, or something which you need to do pertaining to this connection. I can give you my own example. In my journey, Charlie Brown and the Snoopy dog these two characters have been kind of the mascot of my twin flame journey. My twin flame used to put the pictures and the stories of Charlie Brown and Snoopy on his WhatsApp status whenever he missed me. So I knew that whenever he is missing me or whenever he's thinking of me, he would put the Charlie Brown and Snoopy dog related memes or jokes or quotes. So I started relating that he is thinking about me or he is missing me to these two characters, Charlie Brown and Snoopy Dog. Since that became so strong, I started seeing these two characters everywhere, wherever I went. The climax of this particular synchronicity was once I was so much in pain and I did not know what to do. I was really down. I was losing hope. Suddenly, I saw the same image which my twin flame had posted a couple of months before, but it was the night scene of the same image. And the message was that the universe is the miracle to those who believe Charlie Brown. And I was zapped because somewhere it was telling me just to believe. That too is coming through this particular character. And the description of this Instagram post said that trust deeply that the universe has got your back and it will truly push you forth into greatness, love, and freedom. Flow and believe. And I was done with that sign that, okay, my spirit guides are sending me this message through this particular synchronicity. If anybody else sitting next to me is seeing this image of Charlie Brown and Snoopy Dog, it doesn't make sense to them. It is not relevant for them, but it is relevant to me. So I hope you understand what I really mean when I say visual synchronicities. This is a good food for thought for all of you to understand how visuals can communicate certain things to you and how it can be a very meaningful communication coming to only to you from your spirit guides. In your twin flame or spiritual journey, have you found any mascot the way I found my mascot in Charlie Brown and Snoopy Dog? Have you figured out something which becomes a central guidance? Found anything in your journey, a visual which becomes a major sign or an iconic representation starts giving you some sort of a higher guidance? Please put your comments in this video and see you all in the third part of this video next time. Namaste.